Hey, good morning and welcome. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. And we are presented by Toe King, Gary Hoffman and his team. They do a wonderful job. We've talked about them a million times, but we want you to jot this number down. We want you to put it in your phone. It's 254-666-5484. That's the number that you need to dial. Remember, I said dial. You don't dial anymore, do you?
No, you don't.
There's no more of the rotary phone thing. I mean, you don't dial.
You push buttons, and lots of times on your cell phone, you just push a deal that's
or you can
got the number already there.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Siri, dial 254-666-5484. That's Gary Hoffman and the team. Oh my goodness!
You shouldn't have said Siri.
I shouldn't have said it. My cell phone decided to do it.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. See, it works. We just showed you that, didn't we? Well, we're off and running. We're here. We're going to have a great day today. We're going to talk some Ranger baseball with Jared Sandler from the Ranger broadcast team. And Kyle Youmans is going to talk Cowboy draft. It's tomorrow. And we'll talk with Kyle about that. We say good morning to Lark Smith. How are you, Lark?
Do I have to watch the draft tomorrow?
You don't have to.
Thank you.
I think you should watch a little bit just to see what it looks like first round.
But I don't know any of those people.
I get it. You know the Baylor quarterback.
Will he be drafted in the first round?
I don't know if he's a first rounder or not. I know I think they got him. I think he's somebody fourth or fifth best quarterback in the draft. So, and if you're looking for a quarterback, I guess there's a possibility.
Don't they always look for quarterbacks in the
Everybody's
draft?
Always looking for quality quarterbacks.
They're the team leader, quote, supposedly.
All right. I don't know why we're here. This is National Jelly Bean Day. We should be off.
Okay, we're going to take off for Jelly Bean Day. We're going to take off for an opening day of baseball season.
Well, that's just, yeah. Start of baseball. That's ridiculous. Start of the NCAA tournament. It's, people do really call in sick.
I know they do.
They
call in sick the day after the Super Bowl. That's also a day that people want to be a national holiday, is the Monday after Super Bowl.
Well, early on, the Super Bowl was played late afternoon, and now it gets later and later because they want to get it into prime time.
Yeah.
It's all about getting into prime time for ad dollars and revenue. So
there you go.
And so if you're staying, and the time you watch the post game show, it's 11 o'clock at night, and you don't want to work the next day.
I got a question. It's the Super Bowl. Whatever time it is, isn't that prime time?
It should be. Yeah,
you would think.
Yeah,
I mean that.
Here's what I've always said about the
largest
Super Bowl.
Audience.
They take 2 weeks off before they play it.
Right.
Play it on Saturday night.
Okay.
And then you can rock and roll then.
Yeah, because they've got it into early February now.
Yeah, but play it on Saturday night. Let's go.
By then, they finally have college football over with.
Barely.
So
play that thing on Saturday night. I'm all about a Saturday night NFL Super Bowl.
Okay.
And then you could take Sunday to recover, and then Monday you're back to work.
Yeah, I think we just have that Monday national holiday. Let's leave it on Sunday. That's when the NFL's supposed to play. High school Monday on Friday, college on Saturday, NFL on Sunday.
There's a novel concept.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got college football on every day of the week now.
I know.
Some conference is always looking for a TV deal, and ESPN's always looking for content. So Monday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's Conference XYZ's day to be on national TV.
Yeah.
No one's watching, but they're on national TV.
Between the Hollywood writers' strike and COVID, live sports has become the programming for all television.
Well, now it's on demand. Just like this show right here. It's on demand. I'm glad you're watching this morning at 10 a.m., but you don't have to.
No.
You can go back and watch it anytime you want to. Yeah. You can go back and listen to it anytime you want to. You can go to Spotify or Apple or any of those podcast sources and listen. You can listen to 5 shows at once, back to back.
That's just what I want to do is binge watch the Tom Barfield Show.
Why not? Right? Our sponsors would certainly appreciate you doing that. So it's Earth Day today. So everybody,
I thought every day was Earth Day.
Well, it is, but I mean, today we're going to take care of Mother Earth.
Well, do we have Mars Day?
Well,
Mercury Day?
I don't know.
Maybe we need to have Pluto Day since they've devalued. It's no longer a planet. It's just a bunch of ice out there, supposedly.
And this is a cool story. In 1889, August, my goodness, April 22nd, 1889, Oklahoma Land Rush Day. That's where they came up with the term Sooners.
Mm-hmm.
So
there was a few people that got there before the land rush.
And on here, an even better story, on April the 23rd, tomorrow, 1889, those who gained their land free of charge in Oklahoma gave it back. Just kidding. Just kidding, Oklahoma. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
What? Texas needs you.
You know what happened yesterday?
Yeah. What?
54 years ago?
What's that?
The very first Major League Baseball game at Arlington Stadium.
Really?
Yeah. What was the old Turnpike Stadium.
Correct.
Yeah.
They had to add some seats, right, to make it, quote, Major League.
Yeah.
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 It was Arlington Stadium. Then you went across the street and you had the ballpark at Arlington. And now you have the barn.
I call it the aircraft hangar.
Well, yeah. I mean, is that not the ugliest building you've ever seen?
No, I've seen uglier.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have. I mean, so. But, and I get it. I understand 72 degrees in August. I certainly do get it.
I love the inside.
Yeah.
Every 20 feet, you can buy some type of booze.
Yeah.
I call it the world's largest bar. You just pay the cover charge to get in. There happens to be a baseball game going in.
Well, okay. But here's the thing about the baseball game itself. For me, and maybe it's just me, but I have a hard time following the baseball because I think it's dark in there. I mean, and I'm just
during
saying
the day or night games, or
it doesn't matter because the roof's closed. So, there you go.
You haven't been there during a game though the roof was open?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I think it'd probably be a cool setup.
Yeah.
Early spring, late fall.
Yeah, I've been there for both.
Now I'm gonna tell you, when we were in Houston at Dyken Park, they had the roof open.
Yeah,
and it's a different looking ballpark. I like Dyken Park.
Yeah,
with the roof open. I'll be honest, I really do. So.
And anytime I think of that field, I think of Baylor playing down there in the College Classic and Josh Ford hitting one to the train track.
Did he ever? Did he ever? Let's see. Anything else? Rangers won last night.
They did.
Astros do what they normally do.
Yeah,
didn't they?
Lost to Cleveland.
8-5.
Yeah. Sorry.
So we'll get into that. We'll talk to Jared Sandler about the Rangers coming up in a few minutes. Today, the Rangers are hosting Pittsburgh, and the Robinson. What did we determine that was going to be? Robinsonite?
Yes.
Yeah, the Robinsonite Braxton Ashcraft is on the mound for Pittsburgh. That's going to be fun.
Yep. Baseball team's going to come watching.
Yes, they are. And
Chris Clemens has a few pulls in Major League Baseball.
I would think he has one or three.
Played for a little while.
Yep. So I think that's going to happen. So and then a lot of the high school games were rained out last night.
Yeah, they were. Though Midway got their game in, they moved over to McLennan.
Why?
They just did. I don't know. I mean, they've got turf, they've got lights at their own place, but they decided to play at McLennan and beat Coppersco 6-3 and claimed a District 12 district title.
So what was the crowd like?
It was great.
Was it?
It was huge.
Okay.
I mean, we filled up the stands. There was people standing around. I don't know, maybe they didn't bring their chairs or whatever, but we had basically standing room only last night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's great. And what are the, again, they don't play a ton of games with the lights because other junior college teams travel. There's a million reasons why, but
yeah.
What did it look like? I mean, what aesthetically, what did the ballpark look like?
Oh, it's outstanding. You've got the artificial turf now. You've got the lights and the Bosque River back behind the trees, and it's just a beautiful setting.
Well, good.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Have you ever noticed on light standards that there's lights shining straight up in the air about halfway down, or about 3/4 of the way down? There's lights shining straight up in the air.
No, I have not noticed that.
Yeah,
but
well, next time you're at a baseball game, look and see if there's not some lights pointing straight up. You know why?
Why is that?
Because if you don't, the lights that get up above the balls that get up above the lights, they disappear. You can't find them.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and then we got to roll. I did the Baylor game last night, Baylor and Sam Houston.
Yes, sir.
that ballpark is dark. It just is. And then it's an enclosed press box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have, and for obvious reasons, it's tinted. The windows are tinted. So I'm telling you, night game, not as well lit as it possibly could be, I would think. And then a tinted window. It was fun. It was fun finding that baseball. And it didn't turn out so well. The Bears drop a game, and that's a tough loss for the Bears trying to get to an NCAA regional.
7-5.
Real tough loss, 7-5. We'll talk more about that coming up a little later on. We're brought to you in part by Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store. Sally and Mark do a terrific job helping out guys. I mean, you got anniversaries coming up. You got weddings coming up. You got graduations coming up. You don't want to shop. You want to buy. You want to go in there. You want to make a purchase. You want to get out of there. Well, that's where Sally comes in. You give her a budget and tell her kind of what you're looking for, and she'll take it from there. I like it. It's what I do all the time. It's called buying and not shopping, because you got better things to do with your time, fellas. All right, they're at 4312 West Waco Drive. And then you can probably get a baseball conversation going on with Mark, because he's up there doing nothing.
If he's there.
Well, yeah, if he's there. But if he's there, you can rest assured he's doing nothing. 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Shopping Center. That's right down from Jason's Deli. We take the break and we talk Rangers baseball. We do it with Jared Sandler from the Ranger broadcast team next.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatments, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
All right, you're back with us as we roll along here on this Wednesday morning. Rangers win last night 5-1 over the Pirates. They same two clubs tonight up in Arlington, and we're joined now by Jared Sandler from the Ranger broadcast team. First of all, good morning. Appreciate your time. Tonight, the Pirates are in town again, and Waco, and Braxton Ashcraft's on the mound. Here's a little tidbit for you, Jared. As a junior, he had 37 touchdown catches in high school football in a Class 4. So there's just a little tidbit. He's a heck of an athlete. We're proud of him, and it's going to be fun tonight.
Yeah, well, he's turned into a really good pitcher. He's obviously, you guys know, he's young and His major league career. It's crazy. 26 years old for a position player. You got guys that they've established themselves for 2, 3, 4 years, but for pitchers, you're 26 years old, and I think he only has around 30 or so starts under his belt, or 30 or so appearances, I should say. There's nothing wrong with that, and he throws gas. He's fun to watch, and looking forward again to watch him tonight.
Talk a little bit about this club. We're 23 games in. What's the magic number for you when you start evaluating the club? How many games, how many ABs for an individual, how many innings to where you can start going, okay, this is who he is, this is what we are?
Yeah, I think, I've always said a month for individual performances. If a guy's off to a slow start, let's take a Josh Smith, for example. I'd say if Josh doesn't have a good week, then it's not that this is who he's going to be all year by any means, but then you probably have enough of a sample size from like a managing standpoint to maybe make some changes. But we've already kind of seen Skip Schumacher do some things. Last night Josh Smith hit ninth. He wasn't out of the order, but he hit ninth. And on the road trip, he didn't start against George Kirby. And instead Ezekiel Duran started. Now, some of that was because Ezekiel Duran, for whatever reason, gives George Kirby more problems than any other hitter in Major League Baseball. But, there are other ways they could have, got Josh Smith in the lineup, I'm sure. Or other ways they could have put Ezekiel Duran in the lineup, however you want to look at it. I think that, once you get into about a month, now I think from a manager standpoint, a player can't say, well, he's just knee jerking, right? Or he didn't give me enough of a chance. Again, that's not to say that a guy who's struggling is going to struggle all year, just going to be buried on the bench. But, at that point, I think it's tough to say, well, it's just early. And for a pitcher, I think 5 starts is usually a pretty good barometer. From a team standpoint, I think it's got to be a little more than a month. I think about my very first year in this role. The Rangers were 8-16 to start the season. That was in 2015, and they go on and win the division, right? And by the 1 month mark, they certainly hadn't had things figured out. They were under 500 in July at the trade deadline when they acquired Cole Hamels. So I think with the team, you got to be a little more discerning with what you're seeing and how the record maybe reflects the process. And, at some point, you dig too big of a hole, you're not going to be able to overcome it. But I don't think that, a team is who they're going to be necessarily at the 1 month mark. But you certainly can find your way out of a playoff conversation with a really bad first, 4 to 6 weeks of the season.
Are you concerned at all on the back end as far as this club is concerned? I think, 3 blown saves already?
Yeah, the bullpen's been interesting. And blown save isn't necessarily obviously in the 9th inning. You can technically blow a save in the 7th inning, what have you. This bullpen needs reinforcements, you'd think, at some point. They've surprisingly done a pretty good job holding their own with what they have. And that's this. They have the best bullpen ERA in the American League, second best in the major leagues. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they're the best bullpen in the American League or second best in the major leagues. They don't miss a ton of bats relative to other bullpens. They need to add more swing and miss. And I think part of the hope is Gavin Collier will help that. And then, they're not a high octane bullpen. Gavin Collier's major league debut was the first time a Rangers reliever threw a pitch 97 miles an hour. And not that you only can get guys out with velocity. That's not the case, but you just look at bullpens around the league. The best bullpens have guys who throw hard. And as much as some people don't like this because, it's all about command and whatnot. And yes, if you throw a 99 mile an hour pitch down the middle, there's a chance it's going to get hit. But there's not as good of a chance it's going to get hit as if you were to throw a 91 mile an hour pitch down the middle. The harder you throw, the more margin for error you have. And so, having velocity is beneficial. This bullpen right now, though, is giving this front office an opportunity to just be a little more patient, maybe not rush someone up from the minor leagues, not feel like they got to pay a premium to trade for a reliever in May. when the market hasn't developed. And if you're going to trade for a guy, a team's probably going to have a much higher price tag because they're running the risk of selling low if they don't do that, depending on how the market would unfold in July. And so as long as this bullpen keeps kind of holding serve, if you will, it's buying time for this front office to maybe make the right decisions as opposed to having to rush and make some rash decisions.
Again, I recognize we're early, but when you look at the West, the American League West, everybody's just kind of bunched up. I mean, is this what we can maybe anticipate throughout the spring and summer, having a race like this that, and if it is, it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun this summer.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, Tom, I think before the year, my thought was the Mariners on paper, the best team of the division.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers are second. The Athletics are third. Astros, Angels. Now, if Jose Soriano and Jack Kahanowitz of the Angels are going to pitch, even 90% of the way they've pitched so far, and Mike Trout can stay healthy, then the Angels certainly, deserve to be in the conversation alongside the Athletics. The Astros, to me, are the team with maybe, I don't want to say the least upside because I still don't know if the Angels have the upside, but the Angels at least have some exciting elements that I don't think the Astros really have. That's not to say the Astros are the worst team of the division. They have been so far. I think the Astros, to me, are just kind of more that steady, unexciting group that, they'd probably be competitive, but don't see them making the playoffs. But the Angels have really impressed people, right? They've gotten up to a good start. And I say that they're 11-14, but they've got a positive run differential, and they've got some positive elements that, as we talked about earlier, could portend well. All that said, can Mike Trout stay healthy? I just, that's a tough bet to make. I do think Jose Soriano is really good. I don't know how good Jack Kahanowitz is. I think they've got some obvious flaws with the depth of their position player group. So I don't know that the Angels are going to stay in the mix as the season progresses the way they have so far. And so I kind of think this is a 3-team race to win the division. I think the Athletics are kind of the out there, like, well, if things really click, they could be tough. And then the Rangers and Mariners, again, that's not to say the Astros are going to finish fourth. I just don't see the Astros win the division. I don't think they've got that. The Rangers have this rotation that is unbelievable. What do the Astros have? I don't know. And I say this, they've had this dynastic run that's been, incredible, right? It's not to poo-poo anything that they've done. They're not. At some point, these things have to end, and I don't find the Astros to be a huge threat. The question to me, the Angels and the Athletics, to what degree are they going to compete and contend for a playoff spot and make life difficult on the Mariners, who've gotten off to a slow start, but I have all the confidence in the world they'll be in the conversation, and then the Rangers, who I do believe will pose a threat to win this division and certainly contend for a playoff spot.
It's pitching and defense. We talk about it all the time. You mentioned pitching and the rotation for the Rangers. Talk about Jack Leiter. There's still a ton of ceiling for Jack Leiter in his young career.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the age thing with Braxton Ashcraft. I think about Jack Leiter a lot. Jack had his birthday yesterday. He turned 26 years old. He's made, I think tonight will be his 40th career start. Well, the Rangers are facing the Pirates, and they're not going to face Paul Skeens. But a lot of people look at guys like Paul Skeens or Juan Soto, and they see what's possible with guys, getting drafted, or in the case of Soto, getting signed and then bursting onto the scene at a young age. Juan Soto was a teenager. Paul Skeens barely, pitched in the minor leagues, and those guys were studs right away. Those guys are the exceptions of the exceptions of the exceptions, right? Just because Jack Leiter was the second overall pick doesn't mean that he's going to be on the same trajectory as Paul Skeens. Jack Leiter has shown impressive growth the last few years. I go back to, 2023, he was really bad in Double-A, like just not very good. 2024, he made his major league debut, and it didn't look good. But most of that year was spent in Triple-A. He was the Triple-A pitcher of the year in the Pacific Coast League. Well, then last year, he takes another step forward by pitching in the major leagues all season and having a sub-4 ERA, right? And he had a rough start. Was it against the Dodgers? But bounced back nicely against Seattle. Jack's a really impressive and talented young pitcher. Obviously, the power, the stuff is there. I think what he's got between the ears is invaluable. Is he going to compete for Cy Young this one day? I don't, that's a tough one to forecast, but I absolutely think Jack Leiter is going to be a guy who's in the all-star conversation for several years throughout his career. And, who knows, maybe he does take that extra bonus step and becomes a Cy Young level pitcher, but he's definitely going to be an all-star caliber pitcher as long as he can stay healthy.
Talking with Jared Sandler from the Ranger broadcast team. Hey, I'm going to send you down to the farm here real quick. Down at Round Rock, just recently called up Costasio, the Baylor kid, and this is such an interesting story. What a great story in his trajectory. I mean, all of a sudden he just blossoms and becomes a guy, and he's just darting up the charts right now, and he's already down in Round Rock. I mean, he is a interesting story.
Yeah, no, he really is. He was 4 years in Baylor. I think I could be wrong. That's the beauty of this game. You look at the best players in Major League Baseball, not all of them were first round picks or top 10 picks even. Some of them were, maybe in the 10th round, maybe in the 15th round, or guys who were signed internationally for $10,000, which is not a big signing bonus, right? The guys develop at their own pace. And there are a lot of reasons as to why that might be. Could be injuries, could be just finding the right coach or staff or organization that can tap into things. I don't know, for Cole, what it might be. I know he's off to a good start this year. And we talked about the bullpen, Tom. I mean, I don't know that he's a guy who is on a path to being a major league reliever this year. He's not on the 40-man roster, and that always adds a little bit of an obstacle. But heck, it's not like he's a 19-year-old kid you got to protect, right? I think he's 24, 25 years old. We'll wait and see. But it's really cool. I think that's one of the things that's really neat and unique. I don't know that it happens more in baseball than it does in other sports. I don't have any data to suggest or even how to make that sort of statement or declaration, but it does seem like because of the minor league system and just the natural progression or development of players and how tough this sport can be, and having guys, enter from all different means internationally, high school, JUCO, Division I school, it's so tough to predict. Cole obviously cut his teeth in the Big 12. If he keeps pitching well, there's definitely, and there's always going to be an opportunity in a major league bullpen. There's no doubt about it.
We're going to let you go. We promised we wouldn't keep you long today. I appreciate your time so much. I know long nights and quick turns, but thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Hey, you got it, Tom. Thanks so much for having me. And hopefully we can talk about another Baylor Bear here soon with Cody Bradford, get him back on the mound and, healthy and contributing to the big league team.
Is he on flat?
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they, kind of put the pause button on him. Just a little soreness after his first rehab start. That's not anything that's abnormal. But, I think, he's obviously frustrated, and I think he wants to, kind of have that plan, especially the way Cody's wired. But, hopefully a little rest that he can get back going and resume that rehab. But I don't believe that he might be playing catch. I don't know if he's doing anything more than that at this time.
All right. Hey, appreciate your time. We're going to let you go. Have a great day and have a good broadcast tonight.
Thank you so much. Take care.
See you later. That's Jared. But he's an encyclopedia, Lark, of baseball information and knowledge. It's amazing how he retains. I mean, he had no clue we were going to talk about a AAA guy at Round Rock.
Well, that's how you get to that level, is you are able to retain. I can't hold that much information between my ears.
Someone to say, do you remember that game? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time remembering what I had for lunch yesterday. That's why I have all of this. I got stuff written down and I got notes everywhere and information everywhere because that's the way I have to do it.
Yeah, you got to organize it because you can't organize it between your ears like some people can.
Some people use a scorebook, right? And they
yeah.
have basic information in their scorebook when they're broadcasting a game, and then they have all this other data other places. I have a scorecard, and you use a scorecard.
Sure.
I have every note that I'm ever going to possibly need on that scorecard. May not, and I handwrite it before every game, and I may not use it.
True.
And it may go on that scorecard for 5 or 6 or 10 games before the situation ever arises that I need. But I have to have it all like that. I have to write stuff down.
Yeah, you have to have a reference point to know where to find that.
And I don't
to
like
look for
stuff
it between
scattered.
your ears.
I don't want, so when I'm doing a game, but I'm wondering, how does he do it? Because he's keeping up with every major league team, every major league player. He's probably got an encyclopedia of all the draft picks, farm players. I mean, it's amazing. He didn't know we were going to talk about Cole Stasio.
No.
Had no clue.
Yeah, guys like him and Craig Way that can keep that stuff between their ears and regurgitate it at will.
Good for them.
Thoroughly amaze me.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I ain't one of them. All right. We're going to get a break here. When we come back, we're going to talk with Kyle Youmans. Drafts tomorrow. Is the hay in the barn? Well, that's one of our questions. And I would tell you this. I want to show you this. This is, and I got a piece of paper here marking something, but this is a magazine that Kyle put together.
Cool.
And it's just about the 2026 draft.
Wow.
So I want to talk to Kyle about the magazine. I want to talk to Kyle about the draft. Kyle was in town last weekend broadcasting the Baylor TCU series. I want to talk to him a little bit about that. So all of that is coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We are brought to you in part by JK Roofing. Great folks. That's Jace and Katie Emery. And, that's a name synonymous in this community. Everybody knows the Emerys, for obvious reasons. And they are just an integral part of the community. And they do a wonderful job, whether it's a conventional roof with shingles or if it's a metal roof or whatever the case may be. You can check out JK Roofs at jkroofs.com or give them a call at 254-744-2211. That's 254-744-2211. It's JK Roofs. They've got a superior roofing solutions that are designed to protect and enhance your home for years to come. Check out the Emerys, Jace and Katie Emery with JK Roofs. Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Shopping for insurance shouldn't feel like a guessing game or a root canal. At Barfield Show Insurance Group, we make it easy and maybe even a little fun. Need auto, home, life, or business insurance? We've got you covered. Literally. We work with multiple top-rated companies to find the right fit for you so you get great coverage at a price that won't make you wince. Because our goal is simple. The highest quality insurance at lowest price possible. Call Barfield Show Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Better coverage, better rates, better call them.
Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
All right, you're back with us as we continue on the program this Wednesday morning. I feel big time. I mean, we talked to Jared Sandler of the Rangers just a moment ago, and now we're talking to Kyle Youmans of the Cowboys. This is a big time program. Kyle, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I don't know how you guys were able to afford Jared Sandler, but that just means I need to up my paycheck every time I hop on the show, right?
Yeah, he gets the same thing as you do. You get an apple.
It's a crisp high five and a handshake on the way out, right?
Yeah, you get a sandwich in the ballpark for sitting around. Hey, I want to start there. Your impressions of the Bears. I know the Friday night game was a good one, and then the Sunday game was gut wrenching. But just your thoughts on Mitch Thompson's team.
I think they're better than they have been in the past years, and it's not necessarily from a talent standpoint. I think it's from a grit standpoint. This is a team that has some arms that they can rely on. I think they've got three solid starters, especially what you saw from Zach Wallace. I thought in the game that was gut-wrenching, part of the reason why it was gut-wrenching was Zach Wallace has kind of been the most up-and-down guy that Baylor has had in that three-man rotation, and he was able to solidify it against a really good TCU lineup, and then you end up letting it slip out of the bullpen from a guy that had already been the best closer of the Big 12 throughout the year. So I think the Bears are going – what was that?
I said it happens, right? In
That's
that
baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are times where baseball just smiles at you and says, you thought you had this one wrapped up. You thought you were in a good spot for it. And then the same guy hits a 3-run homer and then a 2-run double. So I was really impressed with the Bears. I know it's disappointing that they lost 2 of 3 in that matchup against TCU this past weekend. They had every right to have won that series and then set themselves up for a possible sweep in Game 3. And I think if they win Game 2, I think Game 3 is entirely different. It just felt like they had the wind taken out of their sails going into that one. I think they've got a shot in the Big 12 tournament, but you need to keep it at 3 games. You can't have the possibility of making a run throughout the whole tournament because you have those arms that you rely on as starters, and you can't use them twice in a weekend as far as the Big 12 tournament goes. If you can get the bye to the quarterfinals, I think they have as good of a shot as anybody to make a run in the tournament, but that's dependent on what they can do in the regular season to set themselves up for success.
All right, I got to ask you, this is pretty impressive. This is a magazine put together by Kyle. Is this available to the public?
It is. So you can find it on DallasCowboys.com/Star Magazine, or just Google Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine, and it'll come up. It's our draft guide. We release it every year. This is year number 7 for me to contribute to the magazine. It's really year number 5 for me to write the majority of it. And I wrote over 25,000 words as a part of the draft guide. We release it in the early portions of April. Even this year, I think it was a little early. I think we got it at the back end of March. But you can get your physical copy today. And if you pay for the expedited shipping, you'll get it by the end of draft weekend. Also, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, they're selling these at Barnes & Noble, Albertsons, Walmart, Tom Thumb, all sorts of grocery stores. Just check your local grocery store or bookstore up here in DFW. They may stretch all the way down to Waco, even though I'm not entirely sure, but still plenty of opportunities to pick it up.
Kyle, here's what I like about the magazine. Yes, it's a draft magazine, but the information in there is stuff that you can read and enjoy long after the draft. I mean, there's a life. It's more than a quick draft magazine. There's a life and there's a shelf life for this magazine that will take you through the summer if you like and into the season.
Yeah, I think one of the best parts for me to write it is when we get to training camp and the preseason. I already have extensive knowledge and film, and I host all the draft coverage live on the air throughout the weekend for the Cowboys. But when it comes to the specific prospects, that's where that draft magazine is really where I get in depth with a lot of these guys. So when the Cowboys pick them, I know a lot about these guys. When it comes to the preseason, and we're seeing the second, third, fourth string guys on each of these NFL rosters, they are the guys that I've studied recently because a lot of them are young, first, second, third year players, and I can use that to my advantage. So if I can use that to my advantage, I know the fans at home can too. And so I definitely encourage you, even if it's late in the process of getting the draft magazine, go ahead and get you a copy because, yeah, you're right. There's plenty of info in there that you can utilize.
In the magazine, I think Baylor fans will appreciate this. There's a breakdown of some of the positions in the rankings. And talk a little bit about Sawyer Robertson and what his NFL future may look like, please.
Man, I think he's making all sorts of headlines just because of what he said with John Gruden on the Gruden QB school video that he had the other day. But I think this is a really talented player. I've always been a fan of Sawyer Robertson. Going into my preseason draft prep, because I kind of put together a board in August just to kind of get ready for college football season, he was a guy I had as a second or a third round player. And I think Baylor fans probably thought the same thing. He had all sorts of expectations. He kind of struggled with the accuracy. Short to intermediate passes at times were a little iffy. Misses on ball placement at times. But, man, when you talk about one of the best arms in the draft class, he's got it. Quick release, he's got it. Navigates the pocket really well. Got a showcase of poise and strength and confidence all in the face of pressure. I think he did that exceptionally well. He's got a good frame and ability. There's a reason why he had 3,000 passing yards in his final two collegiate season, despite not seeing the wins that I know Baylor fans in Waco wanted to see down there. But, man, I think he's just got an incredible arm. He's got somebody that he can rely on, his cousin Jarrett Stidham, who's been around the league for quite some time and that Baylor fans know well. But I think he's going to be a developmental guy. I'd take him maybe late day 2, early day 3, but I'd be very confident in taking him there, and I think he'll shine in the NFL.
All right, let's talk a little bit about quarterback in Dallas. I was just thinking about this. Dak Prescott, he's not a puppy. I mean, he's a 10-year guy. When do the Cowboys seriously start thinking about that spot?
I think when you start to see a little bit of a drop-off, because you haven't seen that drop-off yet. The statement that I've said for a couple of years remains to be true is every time that Dak Prescott has a healthy offseason, he's been better. He comes out better. He's performed better. He's been a better leader. He's been able to put it all together, and the offense has been successful because of it. He's coming off of another incredible season. Statistically, you had a 3,000-yard passer, you had a 1,000-yard rusher, a 1,000-yard receiver, and another 1,000-yard receiver. One of a very few number of offenses that can boast that from this past year. That doesn't happen without Dak Prescott, and I think Cowboys fans are starting to realize just how much he does help this offense. And the marriage between him and Brian Schottenheimer, I think that bodes well throughout his entire tenure. As long as Schotty's here, I think Dak is going to have success. So when you start to see maybe a dip in that, maybe he doesn't have the best year and it's coming off of a healthy offseason, then maybe you start to say, let's start at least maneuvering that direction. Mm-hmm. But one thing that Brian Schottenheimer said this past offseason that I think stuck out to me, he was at the owners' meetings this past offseason in Arizona, and he said the best leader he ever came across in the NFL was Drew Brees until he met Dak Prescott. And wow. That reigns true to me because Drew Brees played 20 years in the league. He played until he was 41 years old. And now I know the last 3 or 4 years were kind of a respect factor, and they didn't want to move on from him until he was done in the final 3 or 4 years. But for 16 to 17 years of his career, he was a legitimate statistical leader and leader of men in that locker room for New Orleans. So I think Dak can do the same thing. I know he's going into year number 10, but I don't necessarily think his time clock is up just yet. I think he's still got a lot of good football left to play. There are guys in the league right now. Matthew Stafford is another good element of that, and another prototype that Dak could possibly follow as a guy who can remain a pocket passer with relative athleticism and then a good arm and a good leadership ability. All of that reigns true for Dakota Prescott. And Dak, I think, will be around for the next couple years to come.
Kyle, leading into this draft, we have talked with you for several weeks about defense. I mean, to throw a dart, hit any spot on the defensive side of the ball, and I think you've done well. I saw a mock draft this morning that has the Cowboys taking Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona State. Would Cowboy fans revolt if they went offense and not defense?
I hope not, because Jordan Tyson's a really good player. I really like Jordan Tyson. If you look in that magazine, he's the number one wide receiver on my list. And the reason why I think Cowboys fans shouldn't revolt is because they're sticking to their board and they're picking best player available at that point. Yes, I know the defense needs a lot of help. And I am with you 1,000%. You cannot go into 2026 with the defense currently being what it is. You've made marginal increases, but not significant increases in what your talent level is on that side of the ball. However, if you get to 12 and let's say you're wiped out of your 5 guys that you really like up front, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, David Bailey, Arvell Reese, and Mansour Delane. Those are 5 guys that I think if they are there for Dallas, they're taking them at 12. Those 5 guys are gone. You don't want to skip over higher graded players just to take a second tier defender, at least on your board. Guys like Colton Hood. I know Reuben Baines in that same conversation. A second tier defender, maybe not as good as a first tier wide receiver. Plus, then it gives you options in this George Pickens scenario. Maybe you take the tag off of Pickens. He's an unrestricted free agent, and while Cowboys fans may not want to let him see him walk, that gives you $28 million of cap space that you can do to try and flip for a possible trade down the line. Maybe go get you a blue chip edge rusher, a Pro Bowl or All Pro caliber linebacker. Gives you all sorts of ways to improve the defense just because that's the way the board fell to you. I think Dallas has that as their backup plan. It's not their number one plan. They feel like one of those 5 defenders is going to fall. But if they don't, watch out for Jordan Tyson to be that pick at pick number 12.
Okay. Giants make a trade. They're now picking at 5 and 10. Does that have any effect on what the Cowboys' thought process will be heading into the draft tomorrow?
I think it could. There are two ways that I think it helps Dallas and one way that I think it hurts Dallas. The 2 ways that it helps Dallas is, one, Cincinnati was probably going to take a defensive player at 10. So one of those 5 guys that I just mentioned, probably in the conversation at 10. So you take that out of the mix. 2 picks for New York. One of them is probably going to be an offensive player, and one of them is going to be a defensive player. So you're still ultimately going to see the same amount of guys leave the board as if New York was going to take a defensive player and then Cincinnati was going to take a defensive player as well. So you're still benefiting from having those 2 picks in the top 10 for New York. Now, the way that it hurts Dallas is that New York's going to get 2 really good football players that they're going to see twice a year moving forward. They're going to get a blue chip player at 5, one of the top 5 players in the draft, whether it's on the defensive or offensive side, it really doesn't matter. That player is going to help the New York Giants football team. But now they get the second tier of guys. Let's say they go offensive line or Jeremiah Love at 5 and take the best offensive player on their board. Or they go to 10. If they took an offensive player, they could take the best defensive player remaining, and a Sonny Styles or a Caleb Downs or a Mansour Delane now has to play Dallas twice a year. So 2 ways I think it helps Dallas in the current draft scenario, but then you got to deal with those 2 players twice a year moving forward. And if they end up hitting on those guys, it could be really a tough one to mix with.
All right, final call. Up, down, or stay the same?
I think they're staying. I think they're staying and picking. And I think they'll pick at 12. I think they'll pick at 20. The only time I think that could change, there's 2 scenarios I think it could change. One would be if David Bailey or Arvell Reese falls to 6, then I think they get on the phone with Cleveland. If Sonny Styles and Mansour Delane and Caleb Downs are there at 9, if it's just one of those 3 names, if it's all 3, I think they stay. If it's one of those names that's still there at 9, I think they call the Kansas City Chiefs just to see what that would entail to make a trade there. So I think ultimately they're going to stay. They think those guys are falling. They're going to play off of their scenarios and off of their situations that they've looked at multiple times a day over the last few weeks, and I think they're going to pick at 12 and at 20.
All right, a final thought for you. Kind of walk us through draft day for you. What does draft day? What is it? I mean, just kind of give us a thumbnail sketch of what's going to go on in your world.
Yeah, today it really starts now. To be completely honest, we've got the pre-draft press conference here in 40 minutes, where we're going to talk to Jerry, Steven, and Brian Schottenheimer about what their plan is going into it. And I think this press conference is so interesting because it is a lot of lies, or they're telling the truth, but you just think it's a lie. So it's lying season in the NFL. They're going to say a lot of stuff that just isn't true because they're trying to throw off all the gamesmanship and all the storylines that have been out there the last couple of weeks. And so it's really an interesting thing. It's for a lot of headlines, and that's really about it. They're trying to muddy up the water with this press conference. Then we'll start filming TV shows today, previewing the weekend. We'll do that this afternoon. And then tomorrow is kind of an easy morning. We'll show up right around lunchtime because it's going to be a late night. We'll show up around lunchtime, get a bite to eat. Then we start filming another TV show tomorrow afternoon. That's all available on Victory Plus, by the way. For those that are down in Waco, you can download that on your smart TV. And then our draft coverage starts at 6 p.m., so 1 hour before the first pick. And then we will go all the way through the night on the Dallas Cowboys radio network and on DallasCowboys.com and the Cowboys YouTube channel. So all picks tomorrow night. We don't take commercial breaks except for on the radio side. And then tomorrow we get back up here, 6 o'clock. We go all the way through the second and the third rounds. And then on Saturday, we get up here at 10 a.m. We interview the scouts and the coaches for an hour. We rotate through all the scouts and coaches and the decision makers. We'll interview all of them, which is really an incredible and super informative hour of radio. And then we get into the day of the scouts, starting at 11, the first pick. Don't take any commercial breaks again. And we go all the way through the 257th overall pick and Mr. Irrelevant to end the weekend. Then we cap it off with the postseason press conference. 2 more TV shows to film after that. And then my weekend is done. And then I'm out of there.
Then it's go home and take care of them babies.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a vacation. We're going to Mexico next week. We're going to going to Florida the week after. After the draft is over, you might not hear from me for a couple of weeks.
I hear you. All right. Hey, thanks again for your time. Appreciate it. Enjoy and look forward to watching. I mean, there's a lot of content that we can get on Victory Plus or on the audio side. So look forward to it, and I appreciate it. And again, plug the magazine. This is great. This is a great read. It really, really is.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine draft guide available on DallasCowboys.com/Star Magazine. You can Google it as well. And then it's also available in the DFW Metroplex at select grocery stores and area bookstores as well. And you could get your copy at Dallas Cowboys Pro Shops if there's one in your area.
Perfect. Kyle, thanks. As always, appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.
Have a great day. That's Kyle Youmans from the Dallas Cowboys. Got a busy day coming up with the draft and a busy weekend, quite frankly.
Yeah,
Mark, I'm telling you.
I can't imagine just the next 3 days of what work is going to be like for him.
Wow.
It's pretty much dawn to beyond dusk.
Yeah. I can imagine. No, I can't imagine. It's go 90,000 miles an hour for the next 3 days. Hey, we are brought to you in part by Benchmark. David and his team do a wonderful job, whether it is Benchmark Construction, by the way, whether it is new construction, disaster recovery, environmental remediation, or indoor air quality solutions. The folks at Benchmark can help you out. BenchmarkC3.com. You can learn more about David and his team at benchmarkc3.com. We're back in just a moment.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
Looking for insurance that truly fits your life? At Barfield Sowell Insurance Group, we make it simple. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, we represent a wide range of top-rated companies, so you get the coverage you need at the price you'll love. Our mission? Delivering the highest quality protection at the lowest possible cost without cutting corners. Call Barfield Sowell Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Barfield Sowell Insurance Group, coverage you can count on at a price you deserve.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is the company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
You're back with us on a Tuesday morning. Oh, no, it's not. Wednesday morning. Sorry. Long night last night. We
Back to
got
the future.
Yeah, we got in a little late last night after the 7-5 loss to Sam Houston. All right, there's playoffs going on. There's the sprint to the finish for high school baseball.
Yep.
JUCO is kind of putting the kibosh on the end of the season. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
There certainly is. And, of course, you mentioned that Baylor losing to Sam Houston last night. Also in Big 12 baseball yesterday, TCU edged Dallas Baptist 6-5, and Texas Tech walloped Tarleton 13-3.
Wow. Was that in Lubbock?
That was in Lubbock.
Okay.
SEC baseball, both A&M and Texas had their games washed out. A&M was supposed to play UTSA. Air Force was supposed to play Texas.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Big 12 softball tonight. Baylor is at Texas State, and Texas Tech is playing UTEP. SEC baseball tonight. Texas is hosting Oklahoma State.
Really?
They are. JUCO baseball. MCC and Temple are playing over in Temple. Temple has brand new carpet, so they're whatever rain is falling, no big deal.
No big deal.
They're going to be able to play. Also, Hill is out at Cisco today. JUCO softball, just the opposite fields. Temple is at MCC, and Cisco is at Hill.
Now the Temple MCC, that's pretty big time, isn't it?
Seeing how both of them are 19-1 in conference play. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is there that natural rivalry that you would think would be there? They're 20 minutes or whatever it is down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, you also have the added rivalry that the daughter of the MCC,
correct,
athletic director, her daughter is an assistant coach at Temple now. So, yeah, there's a little rivalry there. Major League Baseball, Cleveland beat Houston last night. The Rangers beat Pittsburgh 5-1. Cleveland and Houston play this afternoon. 12:10 is the first pitch, and Texas and Pittsburgh going on at 7:05 tonight. You mentioned high school baseball and softball last night. The Midway Panthers won their district championship, defeated Copperas Cove 6-3. Also last night, Lake Belton shut out University 11-0. It was Troy over West 11-4. Oglesby beat Aquila 17-5. A lot of the other games were postponed due to wet fields. There is high school softball playoff action tonight. Lorena is meeting Salado at Temple College at 6:30 for a first pitch there. And Crawford is going up against Grayford. They're meeting in Stephenville for a 7 o'clock first pitch. And that's pretty much, Tom, what's going on around Central Texas Sports West.
Perfect. We'll take the break right here. We will come back and look ahead to tomorrow's program. We are brought to you in part by Waco Body Men Company, wacobodymen.com. Check them out today. They're open 7 days a week at 116 Mary, and we're right back with more in just a moment.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
All right, you're back with us on the program. Looking ahead to tomorrow, Jones Mitchell from Lake Waco Golf Club will be here. Plus, we're going to talk Midway High School baseball with Eddie Kornblum. We'll do that. Friday on the program, former big leaguer Scotty Pasetnik is going to join the program, and we'll talk West Trojan softball with Gyla Smith. So we got some stuff coming up over the next couple of days. And Friday's show, part of it anyway, will originate from Tempe or Phoenix, Arizona. What's the difference?
On the road?
What's the difference?
Oh, about that much.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Now I'm gonna assume that you're going to make this program happen from the confines of your living room.
If you're going to be on the road, I'll be on the road too. I'll just do it from my baseball tribute room at La Casa Smith.
There you go. So that's what's coming up tomorrow and on Friday. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of this one. This was fun. We talked to Jared Sandler, talked some Ranger baseball, and to Kyle Youmans talking Cowboy football and draft. So that's all available for you, and we appreciate you being here. All right, Lark, you got a final thought, a closing thought as you've let us run over again.
That's my job. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. Anything you want to share? I mean, how will you spend? And I meant to ask this to Kyle. How will you spend National Jelly Bean Day?
Honoring,
it's a fair question.
I'll be honoring the former president of the United States, Ronald Reagan. That was his favorite thing.
Yes,
to
it
eat
was
jelly beans.
And now that you bring that up, that is kind of cool. All right, I love jelly beans too. By the way, when we go on the cruise ship, occasionally, when you sell enough bottles, remember when you used to sell the soft drink bottles for a nickel or a quarter or whatever? So I save enough money to do that and go on a cruise. They have a little candy store on the cruise ships. And I'll go load up with jelly beans because I like to at the end of the day, just kind of before I fall out and take a nap.
You have given nicknames to many people that you've worked with all your life,
Yeah.
and I think I've just got one for you, Jelly Bean.
You bring that up. We had we had a goob.
Yeah,
We had a pork chop.
we had a baby Huey.
We had a baby Huey.
We had an intern.
Yeah, I had an intern. Yeah, I nicknamed everybody. It's just what we did.
Yeah.
That was over. Now that I think they're all, I think most of them have come over here
Yeah.
or getting close. So
Yeah.
anyway, all right, we got to go. We're 5 minutes past, and they get mad at us. No, they don't. They don't care. He's Lark. I'm Tom. We'll see you tomorrow.